Arian, a young man full of dreams, arrived in Chicago. The city pulsed with energy. He found an old house for rent. It was cheap. Locals said it was haunted. Arian scoffed. He didn't believe in ghost stories. He moved in, eager to start his new life. Winter descended upon Chicago. The wind howled outside. Arian felt a chill inside the house. It was colder than it should be. He shrugged it off. He was new to Chicago winters. He piled on blankets at night. The house creaked and groaned. He told himself it was an old house settling. One night he woke with a start. He felt a cold breath on his neck. He was frozen in fear. He turned slowly. No one was there. He lay awake, listening. The house was silent. Too silent. He couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. The next morning, he dismissed the experience. He told himself it was a bad dream, but deep inside a seed of doubt was planted. The house felt different. It felt heavy, oppressive.
The strange occurrences continued. Footsteps echoed in the hallway at night.
Arian would lie awake listening. His heart pounded in his chest. He would jump out of bed, flick on the light. Nothing. One night, he heard a whisper. It was faint, but distinct. It said his name.
"Arian!" it hissed. He froze. Terror gripped him. He switched on all the lights. The whispering stopped. Arian was left trembling, questioning his sanity. He tried to rationalize. He told himself it was the wind, or pipes, but he knew better. Something was wrong. Something was in the house with him. He felt a presence, cold and menacing. Arian confided in his friend Jack.
Jack was a skeptic. He listened patiently to Arian's story. He agreed to spend a night at the house. That night, they both heard it. A loud bang from the attic.
Jack was shaken. He couldn't explain it.
They decided to investigate. They searched the attic. Covered in dust, they found an old journal. It belonged to a man named William Davis, a previous occupant. His entries were filled with fear. He wrote of strange noises, cold spots, and a presence in the house. He wrote of being threatened. Then the entry stopped abruptly.
A chill ran down Arian's spine. He knew he had stumbled upon something sinister. He had to learn more about William Davis. He had to know what happened to him. Arian and Jack sought help from Jessica, a paranormal investigator.
We need your expertise, Jessica. Something's not right in that house.
Jessica was calm and collected. She listened intently to their story.
All right, let's see what we're dealing with.
She entered the house. She could feel it. A dark energy permeated the air. She set up her equipment, EMF meters, cameras, and EVP recorders.
William Davis?
Jessica asked into the darkness. A cold wind swept through the room. The temperature plummeted. The EMF meter spiked. Then a voice, raspy and weak.
Murdered. I was murdered.
The voice sent shivers down their spines. It was William Davis. He was trapped in the house. Murdered. He wanted justice. He wanted peace. Jessica, Arian, and Jack took the information to the police. They were skeptical, but the evidence was compelling. The murder case of William Davis, cold for decades, was reopened.
This has to be enough. They can't ignore it anymore.
The investigation led them to a hidden room in the basement. There, they found William Davis's remains, and evidence pointing to his killer, a jealous business partner.
This is it. We found him.
With the truth revealed, William Davis's spirit found peace. He appeared before Arian one last time.
Thank you.
Then he vanished. The house felt lighter. The air was no longer heavy with dread. The cold spots disappeared. William Davis was gone. Arian continued to live in the house. He no longer feared the shadows. He had faced his fears. He had helped a lost soul find peace, and in doing so, he had found peace himself. The house was no longer haunted. It was home.